Something concrete, something wild. And the handshake, the clocks have been pressed, it's rock and roll time as we see e4 being played on the board between Abhimanyu Mishra and homegrown talent that is Nodirbek Abdusattorov. So we see e4, c6. Oh, my date plays the CARO. So what is Abhimanyu gonna fight that with? d4. Okay, I'm expecting the pawn to challenge in the center with d5. Yes.
Fine.
And now comes the question, and we're gonna actually gauge how Abhimanyu is feeling based on this next move. So if he steps up e5, then that means he's in a mood for a fight. If he goes knight to c3, well, I was going to say this one is a lot more it's called the classical. I was going to say a lot more classical because it's called the classical. Anyhow, and here the onus is on Nodirbek to decide what he wants to do. He can take on e4, and then from there he has many approaches. Come out with a bishop, come out with a knight.
Yeah, I guess you take, and then three lines are bishop to f5, knight to d7 supporting knight f6, or an immediate knight to f6.
Which is the most trendy. Now this particular variation is one of the most solid ones for white. White enjoys that extra pawn in the center, so has a nice space advantage, and this is going to be interesting. Is Nodirbek going to play the fashionable knight to f6?
Knight to f6,
yes,
right.
He does.
Knight to f6, where white captures on f6, black takes with the e pawn, and yeah, that's a very, very tricky structure that I believe was reevaluated kind of recent years, because if you think of it, it's your Ruy Lopez exchange variation where, you know, sides are mirrored, right, the bishop b5 line, but in the exchange Ruy Lopez at least black gets a pair of bishops. Here, not really, and yet this is considered to be playable, and yes, playable for black.
The whole reasoning though is, you'll laugh at this, is that black has one extra h5 line to go h4.
So there is this line that Yovi apparently played, no check yet, h5 first, right? h5 first, so there is that, and there is...
You can also play it very solidly with h6 as well.
Can you do this? Do you know there is this sideline which I find amazing? Knight a6 goes to c7, they wait, and very often they don't castle, they just go h5 and king f8 and push the h pawn in.
Okay.
And when I've seen it for the first time, it looks ridiculous, but then I figured out there are games of reasonably strong players, and it's not as easy to refute as you would think.
Well, it's a bit annoying, right? Because usually white, gets some play. Like either you're forcing the pawn on h5 to advance to h4, and just to go knight a7, knight c7,
knight a6,
sorry, knight c7. I mean, the also thing is that you really
he's planning on continuing playing, even though, yeah, you're absolutely right. Black's plan is crystal clear. Go there, bring the king, take the pawn. But, yeah, they've reached move 60. They needed a second score sheet.
Well, they might as well, having got this far, play it out.
Well,
now,
theoretically, Yovi, rook to h8, which is like the most natural move in the position. But yeah, interestingly, if you were to give a check and to go there, you'd lose. a7, rook goes, and king 2. No, not king 2, but rook a5. You cut off the king, and after king d4, you're just in time with king b3.
Okay, well, that's a very instructive twist.
Yeah.
In general, don't check your
unnecessary,
opponents into the right direction. And
so king
black
d4.
King. So this is also a kind of perfect demonstration of opposition. You know, those two
c4
sumo wrestlers staring at each other, and now
b2, b4.
Is going to come to b4.
Rook back to a1.
This is the point.
There were still some tricks, but apparently not in this position. Yeah, you just go king b5, king b3, king b6, and the very next move, king b4, Mishra. Kind of plays it out till the very end, rook a7, and now what do? They trade rooks. Yes.
And king, v-king, handshake, and a draw between Abhimanyu Mishra and Nodirbek Abdusattorov. In the end, it was a bit of a topsy-turvy game, and we see Krishik coming in, asking a few questions. It was an interesting opening where Abhimanyu Mishra had the advantage.
Yeah,
Didn't
and
quite find the right moves.
later on